Everything that we do in life is to have a free soul. I found God. So one day I said, Mark, how do you do, man? Like every door that we hit, you're so joyful, you're so excited, so happy. He goes, so tomorrow never really comes.
So why was it when after this kind of homelessness and you felt like this was kind of the lowest point, you get to yourself to a point where you go back home? Why was it you mentioned that was a really big important time going back home? You said in 2019, right?
2019, yeah.
That was COVID time, right?
No, before COVID, yeah.
That was right there.
Yeah.
Okay, was it because of that?
No, just I felt like because in my mind when I left, I'm not going back home empty-handed. That was it.
Okay.
That was set in stone. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like get rich or die trying type of mentality.
Right.
In richness, I realized not necessarily about materialistic. Richness is about how free your soul is. Everything that we do in life is to have a free soul. No matter how much money you have, is thinking because it's going to get me to a happy place. But most of us chase that, we attain that, and we think we've attained something, so we stop searching.
Right.
But for me, before I got money, a little bit of money, whatever that I have, I found God. And I'll tell you the reason for this is I attribute this to a lot of my mentors, but specifically to a guy named Mark. He was helping me door knock. He was such an amazing individual. I mentioned him a little bit in the book. Very joyful attitude. Like at the doors, I've never seen somebody so joyful at the doors. And he knew of my situation, being homeless and taking bus and all that stuff. But I was still, out there grinding.
Doing your thing.
And that's one day I said, Mark, how do you do, man? Like every door that we hit, you're so joyful, you're so excited, so happy. He goes, Abe, he said, I know your situation. You are very positive thinker. You're always believing that tomorrow's going to be better. But Abe, he says, there's something different than being positive thinker. You got to have a positive state of being. Positive thinking, positive state of being. I said, what? And I've been reading about this, and I've been philosophizing, I've been meditating, so what do you mean? He goes, see, you're thinking tomorrow is going to get better, so by the time tomorrow comes, it becomes today. So tomorrow never really comes. You know what I'm saying? So, but so when he said that, so you got to find happiness today, right now, where you are. Light bulb. Guess what? I still was homeless, but my attitude was different. Now I'm not longer a positive thinker saying, okay, once I get that deal, I'm going to be okay. Now it's like, I'm good. When I was in the streets in Ontario, I used to sleep, like I said, stairwells. I used to have a suite as well, too. My suite was Ontario Airport right here, 10th floor. There's a sofa section. I used to pull the sofa, and I sleep behind the sofa. So the security couldn't find me.
Wow.
But even though I was going through that, I was more joyful than the person that just won a lottery type of situation. I felt like I knew, I found peace. I found that inner joy and peace, which is what I'm trying to teach people right now, is not necessarily teach, but help people, guide people to find inner joy and peace. Because all of us think it's tomorrow. It's once I get that girl, once I get that house, once I get that car, once I go to that vacation that I'm going to be. So if you're that, you're always going to be in a state of chasing. And normally, when people say I'm a dream chaser, why aren't you a dream liver? Just because you can't see it just because you cannot vibrate with it right now, just because you don't have it in your finger, that does not mean you couldn't have the feeling of being rich today, and that can change in 5 seconds. And so that's how the book was born, because I had so much information that I knew of.
Right.
Because there's something, information can be on you, or it can also be in you. There's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is information that we are acquiring.
Right.
Wisdom is gained from the experience that we've lived.
Right.
It's kind of like somebody telling somebody, hey, the fire is hot, don't touch it, versus putting their hand in the fire.
And then touch it.
Now
Yeah.
now I know.
Yeah.